recording now, yeah. I can only do 10-minute increments.
Okay,
so.
all right. So what do you want to tell us about your life, Mom?
Well, hold on. I don't have the...
I grew up in Riverdale.
Wait,
hold on.
Wait, stop. Hold on where you lived.
You can do all of them.
Oh my gosh. Oh, that's cool. He's using that as the mic. Well, because these don't really
Testing one,
record.
testing one, two.
You like the cane? Is it working out?
Yeah, it is for me.
Okay,
Yeah,
good.
because it keeps me up.
Good. Good.
I take it out.
Yeah. Yeah, we don't want you falling again, Mom. Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna put this on your shirt. And then... just go ahead.
You want me to start at when I was born?
You can start anywhere you want, Mom.
Wait, hold on.
You want me to start at when I was born?
That sounds good.
That sounds pretty good.
Pretty good. Okay. Okay, yeah, we're good to go.
I talk now.
Okay, we're good. Start with the name.
My name is Anita May, M-A-Y, Barbita, but I was a Jones.
Right. You were born in Jones.
I was born a Jones. And I was born in Sibley Hospital on 12/10/37.
1937.
Yeah.
And you grew
I
up-
came home at the hospital and we lived at, well, we didn't move until Riverdale until I was 3. I lived in Brentwood, Maryland, till I was,
Oh, you lived in Brentwood?
3. And we came there and I was 3 years old. And I don't remember too much about being 3 or a little more than that, but
Jonas says the same thing. Moving to Westminster, he doesn't remember it.
no, 3 years old, you don't remember too much. Anyway, I grew up in Riverdale. I went to Riverdale School to the 6th grade. I went to junior high, which was 7th in Hyattsville, Maryland. And then I went to another school in Hyattsville that was 9th grade. And then I went to Northwestern, 10th, 11th, and 12th. I met, should I say Pop or Anthony Barbita? Pop. I met him because he lived on the corner of my street on Rittenhouse.
You grew up on the same block,
We
basically.
grew up on the, well, no, he came from D.C.
Oh, I'm sorry. Papa grew up in D.C.
Mhm.
Right, he was a kid. Yes.
Okay.
Sorry about that, yeah.
And I met him because my friend Jack Haneke brought him down one day and we all went sleigh riding
Oh my God.
at the Calvin Mansion.
The Calvert.
The Calvin Mansion was just 2 blocks away from me. Okay. Never been there, but okay. We went sleigh riding, and then
How old were you?
I was in. Let's see. I was a junior.
So 17.
Yeah, 16, 17,
16,
right.
17, when you met Dad.
Mm-hmm. And like I said, he moved out from D.C.
Right.
and okay. And then I went to Northwestern High School. That's where I graduated. And we went together for 4 or 5 years at least.
Yeah.
I waited for him to he needed to do sheet metal, so he had to go to 5 years of sheet metal at night.
Oh.
Yeah, so that's what he did for a living. Then about, well, let's see, 58 is when we got married.
Year, yeah, 19,
And I think we were married for 61 years.
61 years.
That's a long time.
Yeah.
Is there enough time to ask her about her parents now?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was wondering
Okay.
where your parents came from.
Go ahead.
My parents came from, my mom was from Wales and my father was from England. Okay, and they, his family came over, and of course, I imagine they were born here, but I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I never thought to ask.
So does that mean we're 25% English?
English
English
and
and
Wales,
Welsh.
Welsh,
Okay.
yeah.
Cool. That's
Oh, there's some Irish that comes in there too, because I've got,
Irish too? Oh, you're Welsh and Irish. Wait, is Irish Welsh?
And German.
Dad is
German?
Irish and German.
Yeah.
well, I found out from, I found out from my hereditary stuff
Right.
that I actually had someone that was she was Mary Murphy, and she was Irish.
Oh, Murphy. Goodness.
Yeah.
Mary Murphy.
Yeah,
That's Irish.
yeah. And I found that out. And let's see, what else can I tell you?
So-
I grew up in Riverdale. I walked everywhere with my girlfriend. So
Yeah,
we
there's
went
pictures.
we went everywhere together.
You just walked because people didn't.
Well, we didn't drive in it.
Yeah,
We
we
didn't have a license, so
Right.
and we'd have a car,
Right.
so we walked
Just
everywhere.
You have a,
And we got on a streetcar. We have streetcars then.
In DC or Riverdale?
Riverdale.
like,
What? Riverdale had streetcars?
Hmm.
Who knew this?
Oh, you didn't know that?
What was your favorite place to go?
Downtown, and we would visit all the Smithsonians and all
DC.
the museums. We would do that, and then we go shopping together
Nice.
and have a nice time.
We have a picture of Mom and her sister when they're little, and Grandma is with them. Grandma.
Yeah,
And she's holding both her hands, and she's walking down the street. It's a
That's-
really cool picture of Grandma. She looks very.
that was
she
at
looks very
Hex.
New Yorkish.
Hex was on 9th
Hex
Street.
was- okay, and
Yeah.
she's walking. With
We would
purpose.
go
She had two
shopping
little
with
girls
her all the
so
time.
y'all went shopping.
I feel
Yeah.
like I've seen that picture.
Yeah,
The Grandma and Grandpa both.
Hex
lived
was
in
on 9th Street.
Georgetown.
Northwest.
Did Grandma and Grandpa both live in Georgetown?
No, they.
We have something that has a residence and it's Georgetown. Don't you remember?
Well, that's because there were
papers?
relatives that lived there. One of our relatives lived in
Okay,
Georgetown.
That's fine.
Yeah. I don't know which one.
It looks like Grandma. It looks like they had a residence or something. The two of them, but your parents.
Yeah, my mom
lived in
had two
Georgetown or
brothers,
something, 'cause
which
Georgetown
were
isn't what it is
older
now.
than her, and they grew up with their aunt because their mother passed away early in
Grandma's
life.
Mother passed away.
Right.
And she was like 5.
Hmm?
When your mother was like 5,
Yeah, 5 or
her
6.
mother passed away,
Yeah,
and then she had to go live with an aunt.
yeah,
So
exactly.
there's 2 separate DC addresses. Okay.
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah,
All right.
and
So you don't know exactly where Grandma and Grandpa lived when they first got married.
they lived in town. I know that,
In
DC.
There's you have a document you showed me. I took a picture of it. There's a Georgetown address.
Okay.
Now Georgetown is not then what it is now.
Oh
Not
no,
even
no.
remotely close. It's
No.
more farmland. And, yeah, not the money. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pause this one
Okay.
and then start it again. Alright, we're good.
So,
Uh,
but I thought little details like that are kind of neat
yeah.
because it kind of gives a geographic.
Yeah.
If someone was looking.
Because
Yeah.
obviously I'm gonna record the audio.
So what else? What did Grandpa do?
Oh, Grandpa was a salesman. My dad was a salesman. He sold Jewel Tea Company. It was a company that
Jewel Tea.
had subscribers and he went around in his car, and he had things to sell.
So Grandpa worked out of his car, kind of.
He actually had a warehouse that we went to take his stuff and put it in a warehouse, because I remember doing that. We used to do that after school on Friday, Ellen and I, my sister.
Yeah.
Yeah, we used to go and get on the bus, the streetcar first and then the bus, and that was over in
Southeast?
Southeast is where it was located.
Because Dad grew up in Northeast, right? Is that where his parents lived? Northeast?
I think so.
Well, we would probably look. We could probably check.
Yeah,
on
that's,
where Dad grew
yeah.
up. I feel like he
I'm
grew up in
not
Northeast.
sure.
Okay.
I think it was Northeast.
So you met your dad there?
No.
Because you said you and your sister got on the streetcar and then the bus?
Well, we met them at the warehouse
Right.
after school on Fridays. We'd get on a streetcar together and go down and get off in Mount Rainier and get on a bus
Okay.
and go over, and then we would try to help them with the products that he sold.
Did you load that in the car? Or
No, it was delivered. All of that was delivered, but it was in boxes.
it was delivered to the warehouse?
You're right.
So you're just organizing the warehouse?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so he could work the following week.
That is neat.
Yeah.
What kind of area did he cover? Just the metro area?
Yeah, just the area around us and all.
How about Grandma?
Grandma never worked.
Well,
She took care of
took care of
us.
her family.
She took care of us.
She worked really hard.
She worked
Yeah,
very hard.
yeah. And she wasn't well either.
And she
so.
was not healthy. My grandmother had kidney failure.
Oh yeah, her
And
kidneys never developed. Her one kidney never developed, and the other one was no good.
And they didn't know she only had one kidney functioning until she had kidney problems.
That was sad, because she was a
They
good
didn't
person.
do kidney transplants like they do now. Like I would do
No,
on my
they had
kidney.
nothing to do with. They had no way of even knowing what was wrong with her. Yeah, and she was a good person.
She's such a sweet dear. Just great memories
Wow.
with them.
I know.
Staying over there and
59 years old, she died. 59.
That's really young.
Yeah, that's very young. And then my sister did the same thing.
59.
Emphysema.
And
killed
Mom
her.
died at 59.
She smoked herself to death.
She
Right.
had a hard life with her situation.
Yeah. Papo.
That's it. It's okay. So with Grandma, she was
Actually,
just-
your father actually did knock him one
I
time.
know, I heard that.
He knocked him right out of the house one day.
What a nice person. That's on record.
We won't cut that. No, we're not cutting that.
Although it's cute her going like this. He's Italian.
So when you ask the things you like to do, you mean like weekly on the weekends, or
Yeah.
With the
just like-
girlfriend.
you
Yeah.
guys went to dances for the school, right?
It's
Oh, we went to all the dances.
Bowling, or is it
I
dancing?
bowled. Oh, I bowled for years. I started bowling. Well, my mom and dad bowled.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh yeah, they bowled. Yeah, they were on teams, and then
They were on teams?
yeah, they were on teams.
I didn't know
They
that.
love bowling, and then I started it at 20 or 21, 22. I started bowling on teams when you all were going to school. I'd
Oh.
do it in the daytime, and then we'd all go to lunch somewhere.
When the kids were at
Capitol
school.
Plaza or yeah, Capitol Plaza or the other one, the one up by 450. That one.
Random question. When was the first time you ever heard the word gluten-free?
Gluten-free?
Gluten-free, yeah.
Gluten-free.
I've never heard of it
Oh,
before.
I was right
I mean,
now.
I know what gluten-free is,
No,
but
yeah,
I
sure.
yeah.
But
Like,
because obviously it's a really big thing in the media.
He's
Like,
looking for a
it's-
timeline.
It's really obviously right now a lot of people are. focused
Nobody
on
ever did
gluten-free.
gluten-free anything
There,
when
that's
I
what he's
was
looking
growing
for.
up.
Right.
No, or any time. Nobody, everybody just ate.
just dealt with the problems.
I remember that we had a nice little garden. You could go in it and get fresh lettuce. I used to get lettuce every day.
This was the house in Riverdale.
Yes, my house
Okay.
in Riverdale.
It's like a victory garden, right?
And I made sandwiches out of lettuce. And I take it to work, and they go, "What are you eating?" I'm eating lettuce sandwiches.
Oh, like lettuce between bread?
Yes,
Tell us what your lettuce sandwich was. What are?
just lettuce and bread.
But you took mayonnaise or something. You said no.
No, I don't remember. I only
Just lettuce and
only
bread.
put mayonnaise on something. I used to eat onion sandwiches, just plain onion sandwiches. I loved them.
Wow.
Yeah, and that way I put the mayonnaise on the
You
onion.
gotta put the mayonnaise on the onion now. 'Cause-
Yeah. Cut the onion. Wow.
Now I guess I was eating okay then. I don't know. Onions are good for you, right?
Yeah.
So what were the?
I had funny eating habits. I could remember sitting at the table in the morning and I barely ate. You know, we'd have oatmeal or we'd have cream of rice or something like that. And I barely ever ate a lot. I can remember that. And of course, I always remember my mom sitting at the table after all of us, and she would just be sitting there. 'Cause she used to eat real slow. And, but we'd get up, and Ellen and I would go out to play, you know, for the evening. And we'd play till dark, and then we had to come in. And we were always in bed by 9:30.
That's it.
Yes.
No computer games.
No, we had
none of
nothing.
these-
We
none of
had
these
no, we
computers
never
that are
had
distracting
nothing.
all of us now.
No, have no computer games. No, nothing like that. But we were always in bed by 9:30.
And you-
Well, we were always in our bedroom by 9, and we always went to bed at 9:30 when we had to go to school.
Right.
TV wasn't a big thing at that point.
I didn't even have a TV until, I think the first TV I saw was when I was 16 years old.
How about a radio program?
We used to listen to the radio. I can't remember the particular thing we used to listen to, but yeah,
A
we
radio show?
it was just I don't even remember what it was, to be truthful, but I remember my mom and dad listening to radio.
So
I
books.
remember Adventures in Odyssey.
So books.
Books in general,
Yeah. So you read a lot of books.
I love books. I love to
'Cause
read.
I got my love of reading from you.
Yeah,
'Cause
I love
used
to.
always
I
see
love
that
to
you were
read.
reading all the
Yeah,
time.
yeah, I like to
got
read.
my love of reading the newspaper, not the news that changes on the internet.
Right, you
I
have a
would read the
newspaper, right?
Newspaper that had a publisher and had
And it was called The News, The Star. I think
right.
there was one other one.
So I
What was
got.
called?
I really enjoyed reading the news on a
Post.
newspaper.
The Post.
Post.
Yeah.
The Times. Well, the Times is fairly new, I guess. And
No, I didn't have
just
the
reading
Times.
books,
Right.
going to the library. So you would just get all your books from the library
Oh yeah.
because they didn't have bookstores like they have.
No, I didn't buy books. I just got them from the library
Just the
then.
library,
Yeah,
which I
exactly.
Really
Yeah.
started to like and like a
But I like to buy my books now. I like
I
to.
know you did. You read books when you moved up from Florida. You got your
And that
good
was
ones over there.
that's not half of them. I
know.
I gave 100 of my books to.
Did you donate?
I donated them.
Very nice, Mom. Someone else was blessed by it.
Yeah, to the library.
Yeah.
I gave them to them because they took them.
Pause 1 second. Okay, we'll take a little break. Do you have to go to the bathroom, Grammy?
How you doing, Mom?
You good?
Okay. hmm
She was on the Harry Potter.
Oh, you
You
like
have
Harry
all the
Potter?
Harry Potter.
Yes, I do.
I'm reading
I-
it right now.
I read that a long time ago. Harry Potter. I got that right off the bat when it came out. Harry
Oh, really?
Potter. Yeah.
I wish I could have had the money.
Yep. Yep. Bought that right away.
That's awesome.
Did you like it? I'm
Yeah.
assuming you like it. 'Cause
Yeah. I read it all. I probably should read it again.
It's good.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
You definitely can get lost in it. I feel like you
I tried to keep some books that I thought would be good. I had so many books, I had to get rid of them. you know, I just didn't have the room for
You
them.
said you donated a lot to the library?
I just gave them back to the library. I called them and asked them, and they said yes, they take them. And I said, okay, well, and then they told me where to sit them.
Yeah. Do you ever like write in your books or anything like that?
No, I never wrote in any of
I
them.
like when you find that book in the library and it'll have like someone's name or something in it.
Oh,
That's always cool to see.
yeah, that is.
Or like they'll have like the date.
I never thought about it.
Like
I never thought about putting my name
in
in
my
there.
collection that I don't have a lot of books, but I have a few books. And one of my books is like someone wrote like 1950 in it or something like that.
Oh, that's a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I have another book that has like a like someone in almost like a ministry or something in it. I can't remember what it was. It was from like some sort of like religious organization or something.
Mhm.
It had like a stamp on it,
What's that?
like a book. I had a friend who I don't know where she got her books, but I used to do photo shoots with her. Like I would take photos for her, and she would pay me by giving me like her old books and like mirrors and just like stuff like random stuff that she had.
Who's
Mhm.
that?
Abby.
Abby.
Yeah.
That's fun. I see it. Yeah. Okay. All right. So you've talked a little bit. Do you want to talk any more about your family? Whatever you think of.
Do you want to talk about anything from your like childhood or anything like that?
Oh, well, the only thing I can tell you is I walk to school every day.
Right.
Yeah, I said that, right? And
You grew up. Well, Dad didn't move to the community until you were like in.
he moved there in, let's see, 50 something, 55.
What year of school were you in?
I was in a junior.
Wait,
and
that was when we asked her about the junior.
yeah, I was.
Or I meant like, do you want to talk about like your
Yes.
experience having kids and like having a family?
Okay.
Oh yes, I have wonderful
I-
children.
I don't want to forget about.
Is that a trained response?
Especially Carol. I had-
There we go.
I had Carol on Christmas Eve, which was a torture for Linda. She was what, 3 years old?
She
Three.
was probably 3. Yeah, because Connie
Yeah.
had to be. almost
Linda
a year.
used to stand up on a chair like that and help me wipe the dishes dry.
Oh, that's-
Yeah.
Well, you know, I got to tell you, from the youngest, you always had us doing. That's good stuff, and I did that with them. They
Yeah.
always did.
Yeah.
They started doing their laundry, as soon as they could put it in the washer. That's when
Linda
they
used to
started
do
doing-
things like throw her dirty clothes under her bed.
Oh
which-
my gosh! I have a question for you.
What?
Okay, so here's a really good memory I have. I know it's so silly with Mom, but so it is. Mom would take boxes of cereal that were almost empty, and you would make something with it, like cookies.
Oh, right.
And she would like get a. Did you do a cake batter? What did you do?
Yeah, it was.
Like,
it
she
was
just
like a
used
cake.
what
but-
she had.
Yeah.
And so we ended up.
And
with
it would
these-
be a long tray.
Yeah, she'd make
Yeah.
cookies, and we would have cookies.
And that
we
was when you got home from school, right?
Yeah, we'd have, but it was like the leftover cereal, and it was kind of cool. It was
Yeah,
just like,
yeah.
This is a really good cookie. Can
Yeah,
you repeat this?
But you know, you didn't have the stores like you have today,
Right.
so you don't just
Uh-huh.
pop into a store and get something.
Well, now you get a mix of everything.
Yeah, you get a mix for everything. But then I had the flour and I had the baking soda, baking powder, and
Yes,
all that stuff on
eggs. You
hand.
had eggs.
Eggs, always had eggs on hand.
And then what was it you used to make with these pies? But it was just nothing but egg and cinnamon.
Oh.
Oh, because you had leftover dough or something?
Yeah,
Mom always like made
those were good.
something from
Yeah,
nothing. It was
yeah.
great. Cinnamon. You
Yep,
would sprinkle some sugar on it.
yep,
That was kind of neat.
yep. Whatever I had,
Mhm.
I'd make something so y'all would have something as a sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's nice, Mom. I appreciate that. And then we would just, you let us kind of do our own thing all the time, and I thought it was neat that we got to cook and
Oh
all
yeah,
that stuff.
yeah. You could do.
Dad was a little Oh.
Yeah,
She didn't
I
like the
know.
mess.
Yeah, right.
But Mom, we would have never been cooks if Mom hadn't been like, yeah, gotta cook. Yeah, get in the kitchen. Oh, gosh.
What was your favorite thing about being a parent?
Just having my kids and, you know, having a good husband, he was a good father, I thought. And more strict than me, of course.
She's very strict.
Oh my God, yeah.
Connie and I used to go, wow.
I covered everything up.
But you couldn't cover up the TV, and we don't know who did it. So,
Oh yeah, the TV was pulled over, wasn't it, one time?
so Dad came. The story Dad told was he came home. All four of the kids, all of us were on the couch,
Just sitting there.
just sitting there, just sitting on the couch. But the TV, but the TV was broken. It got knocked over on the ground, and we were all just sitting on the couch.
Yeah.
But y'all never found out. No, we never. Nobody's. I don't know.
Nobody said nothing.
I'll just say it was Tony. No, I'm joking.
Oh yeah, blame it on your brother.
There's 3 people on the couch. He wasn't there yet.
No, I said all four of us were on the couch.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Grammy, look into this camera and say, Tony broke the TV.
No, I'm not going to do that. I don't know who broke the TV.
I know, but he does funny things like this. It's a joke.
I know.
Jonas,
It doesn't have to be a joke. It can be true.
Carol really broke the TV.
Carol, me.
Oh, me.
That was funny.
Well, I
But
had
it
a.
wasn't funny because yeah.
Every day was something different, you know. It was a challenge.
But I always knew that you just loved having your family around.
Oh, well,
It didn't
that's the way
matter
my
what we were
mother
doing.
was, you know. That's how Grandma was. She
right.
loved the
Having
family.
family around.
Yeah,
And just sitting, not doing anything. Just that's how I am. I
yeah.
just love having.
Yeah, I did. I did. And then when your father came home, that was a different story.
Everybody's on high alert.
I know.
What are you sitting there for?
I'll never forget when we sold the house. There was a big, huge picture on the door as you go out of the bedroom downstairs. Because my husband, Tony, he finished off the basement for them. So there's a big,
Poster, Mom.
it was a
It was
poster.
A poster.
We had to take it down because we were selling the house. Big old
Punch. Someone
right
punch.
through the door.
Well, I know who did that.
I'm sure I know who did that
Yeah,
too.
we know who did that.
Yeah.
And we
So
know
you
who
never knew it was there?
No, not until we
take it
took the
out.
picture down. It was like,
Okay.
what the heck?
Gotta repair that door now.
Yeah,
Gotta
we
do
have,
something.
We have a hole in the basement stairs that I covered up with a piece of paper and some tape. I don't know where the hole came from.
I think I made that one.
There's holes all over the
Yeah, we have holes all over the house.
There's holes all over the house.
Oh wait, no, I'm not sure I made that one.
Oh, golly.
And then, of course, I used to take care of Kenny too. Remember that?
Right, so then Kenny,
Kenny from Brian.
Yeah.
Brian went to live with someone and
I don't know where Brian went.
Oh, right, yeah.
Oh, we had a nice time.
flourished.
Oh, yeah. He graduated from Parkdale.
Graduated from Parkdale, my school, which was crazy.
Yeah,
My nephew,
yeah.
who lived in a different community, city.
The only
altogether.
thing that I kept telling him, he wrote like this on the paper, and I said, you know what? I'm sure your teacher's probably my age, and you need to write a little bigger. But
you, Eric? You need to see cats, right?
But he always wrote so tiny on the paper. But he was a good student. Kenny's a good student. He's smart. Yeah. Brian is probably smart. I mean, he's got along fine, right?
Yeah.
But he was a goof off. I mean, let's face it. You can tell by the way he acts now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, if they were,
But they did well.
if they were born later, they probably would have been diagnosed with attention deficit disorder.
I think Brian was, and
Brian did have,
yeah,
does
Brian
have
Brian
ADD.
was,
that
He has
causes-
dyslexia too.
They have a
yeah,
hard time focusing.
yeah.
It's a huge big deal.
And then, but Connie wouldn't make giving medication for that. She denied. She said no, no,
Some
no,
medications,
no, no. She said no.
some of it's bad. So, did you,
Brian's a sweetheart. I mean, he would do it. I could call him. He'd do anything for me.
they're both.
Well,
brilliant.
even Ken, but Brian especially. I mean, I
So-
could call him right now, and he'd
Yeah.
do something for me.
He's a
Yeah.
little bit more convenient than Kenny is.
Yeah. Right. Right.
Kenny's
Yeah, oh,
an
yeah, we'll
hour
go
away.
away.
And Kenny always had the back problems. He had the back problems when he was living at my house.
That's the arthritis, I think, in our family.
Really?
He's
There's no diagnosis of an issue? or-
He hasn't been able to get it, nothing.
I think he's going to Johns Hopkins right now for some kind of therapy or
Yeah.
whatever. But no,
Well, I think he has osteoporosis, so.
you think that's what he has?
Well, Aunt Ellen had it, and Grandma had some, because you can see it in the pictures.
Mm-hmm.
She's got a C on the top.
Mm-hmm.
But I have a question about in Riverdale, like Hyattsville.
Mm-hmm.
How much time did you spend in Hyattsville?
Well, there was a theater there
Right.
where Les Teens is.
Okay, so okay.
We went to the movies quite a lot with
All right.
my girlfriend. Ellen would go once in a while
Can I ask
too.
How much it cost?
How much did the
Yeah,
movie cost?
What did
You know, I was trying to think, but I know it wasn't more than 50 cents.
Oh my God.
If it was less. I was just trying to think of that when I was thinking about that.
How much do you think a Snickers costs right
A
now?
Snickers cost now?
Yeah.
Because they were a quarter when I was growing up. They were this
$2.50 or something now.
They were a big Snickers was a quarter.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to ask you about like the cafe, not cafes. What's the word I'm looking for? Where they did the soda and
Soda fountain.
the soda. Like,
You mean down in Hyattsville?
Yeah, in Hyattsville, because
Like a
when we
soda
went
shop.
to your dad's,
I don't know. What's
when
it
we
called?
went for your dad's service and all, they had redone one of the soda places, and I just couldn't.
Well, you know,
I
your
didn't
father
know
worked
if
at
you-
he did work at a soda place in
did?
Hyattsville.
So
Your father.
you call
My
them a
dad, that's
soda jerk
he's a soda
Soda.
jerk,
because they pulled the thing back.
right?
Is that what it was called?
I have
They call
no
them
idea.
soda
I
jerks.
never went down
Which
there and
is
had
such-
any, so I don't. He just told me about it.
So yeah, because they mixed the seltzer with the syrup that you wanted, so
Mhm.
whatever flavor you wanted.
But he did work there.
He
He
worked,
worked down
yeah.
there, yeah.
Yeah, I was just
He
wondering.
used
if you
to he
remember.
used to work at a car wash to make money for
Yeah.
his car and his insurance.
Mhm.
Yeah, Nanny and Pop were well, Pop didn't participate in too much of anything that I could see, but Nanny
he was
Nanny was the person
Aunt Tina
that
said
told
he
him.
did janitor work.
Well, yeah, I'm not saying he didn't work. No, he did work, but I'm saying he was a very quiet person.
I think it's
You
hard
didn't-
because they spoke their native language in Sicily, and I think it was hard for them to come into the U.S.
And when
be
I
able-
first met them, which was, I was only in junior high, no, I was in high school.
Yeah.
And Tony, your father brought me
Dad
over
brought
there,
you
but he
there.
was graduating from high school.
And they didn't speak any English.
And all they do is talk in Italian. And I'm standing, but his brother, Joe, Uncle Joe,
Joe,
would
bilingual.
talk back in English
To you. Aww.
to her, to Nanny.
Oh, to Nanny.
Yes.
Did he do that?
Oh my God.
Because
he
he,
used to, or he was doing it for your benefit?
he's doing it for my benefit, of course. I knew that the minute he did it. Because he knew how to talk to her in Italian.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know
Did he
that.
continue speaking Italian? Like, or did he just?
Tony knew, yeah, Pop
All the
knew,
kids were
but
bilingual. All of them.
that he never spoke it.
Yeah, but
I wish he had to talk to you all.
Dad
So.
would go into the kitchen and just speak.
Mhm.
You know, and it was just like, whoa, what?
Who is this guy?
Who is this guy? They were all bilingual, all of them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. They all
Dad
knew.
was the baby.
Right, he was the youngest. He had a sister, Tina.
Aunt Tina.
Yeah,
Uncle
Aunt Tina.
Frank.
She was a nice person too. Oh, Uncle Frank was nice.
Gina's dad, Uncle Frank.
Yeah.
So when you went in there, though, that had to be, you didn't speak
It
the language.
was like, what am I getting myself into here? I'm like, and he's leaving me here
What?
because he's got to go to graduation.
Did Nanny and Pop go to graduation?
They went, we all went, Joe and I did, Madeline, Aunt Madeline, and his parents. We all went to the graduation
Oh, it
service.
sounded like when you said you'd be here.
Well, he did, he let me there, because he had to go earlier.
Oh,
To
I'm
be
sorry,
there.
of course.
As a
Yes,
group.
I'm sorry, you were going as a group. Well, hold on, Aunt Madeline was there. And she didn't speak Sicilian.
No.
Okay, so you
no.
had somebody.
Yeah, I had
Okay.
Madeline.
You
yeah.
had a lifeline. All
Yeah.
right, glad to hear
But
that.
I mean, Uncle Joe would talk.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Uncle Joe was,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, all the kids knew the language.
Yeah.
English.
Yeah. They all
Yes,
knew
of
English.
Right.
Of course.
okay.
Yeah. I don't.
What was your wedding like?
Oh, that was nice.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. That was St. Bernard's.
You got married in the gym.
The gym that's now the gym,
But it
or
was the
whatever it is there. I don't know what it is anymore.
It's no, we don't know what it is now, but
That was a really pretty
beautiful little
church, a
chapel.
little church.
Yeah.
Did you go to that?
No.
No, the church was never
No, our
there. It was
church-
the gym. It was
church
always
was
the gym.
there.
Oh, it was always a gym when you. Oh, okay.
So did
Well-
you know that's where your dad and I met? Your dad and I met in the chapel that Grammy and Pop got married.
In the gym.
Did you know
Which
that?
was a gym then,
That's pretty cool.
but it was actually a church,
It was.
and that's where we got married.
So they turned it into the gym, and that's where we met. We were playing volleyball, and we met.
I got a picture in the other room of us, your father and I
Yes.
together.
Mhm. Yeah, but that's kind of cool. And then we
And
got
I-
married in the big church,
And I borrowed my
the same church.
I
you
borrowed
got
my
married.
wedding gown.
I know you borrowed your wedding gown. And what about your
Well-
veil? You had your veil.
I bought that and I gave it to one of my girlfriends at
friend.
work, and she never gave
She
it
never
back.
gave it back. Because I wanted something from your wedding
So
when I got
you
married.
loaned it out to her?
I loaned it out to her, and she never gave it back.
Mhm.
And I never knew how to get in touch with her.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, we worked together, and I just didn't know how to get in touch with her, so I never got it back.
You never got it back.
Right.
But I just thought it was kind of a neat thing.
But the dress that I borrowed from someone else that I knew, but I had to give that back to
You had
her.
the dress back.
Yeah.
Beautiful dress.
It is pretty. It was a pretty beautiful dress.
Beautiful dress.
So when did you get interested in sewing?
Oh, tell us
I've
about
been in
sewing.
sewing ever since
You can remember.
You can-
7th grade, 6th grade. I've always been interested in
Made
sewing.
your own clothes.
Right?
Mhm.
I used to make my own skirts.
Mhm.
We used to wear sweaters then. But I've made dresses. I've made a gown.
You've made coats
I got a coat sitting in the other room right now
that you made.
that I made.
Mhm. And you reupholstered
I've reupholstered.
furniture, the
Furniture.
real reupholster, which was shocking that you did.
Yeah.
Did you take classes too?
Nah, never took any classes. It was just from the start of school in junior high. I think I started then.
I mean, that's a trade too.
7th grade I started. I was always interested in my dad sold sewing machines
Okay.
at Sears, and he
At
brought a sewing machine home, and it was, you put it on the table. It was portable. Put it on the table,
Like ours now.
and and I would sew. I would I started out with skirts, and then like I said, I went with blouses, dresses, made you all stuff, pajamas,
You made
Dresses.
us dresses.
dresses.
And Hannah Grace's mom would make dresses that matched.
Aw.
Yeah.
And sometimes she used different material, but it was the same pattern.
Yeah.
I can't believe. I wish. she
I
had
actually
saved
made
some of the
these
clothes,
cute little dresses for
lined dresses.
3-year-olds, and the highs they actually put them on 3-year-olds. There was 2 of them. One was green, one was
At
yellow.
Church or something.
No, it was down there at Hydesfield.
Fashion show?
It was a fashion show, and they came out on out on platform and had them on.
Had the dresses on it.
Yeah. I wish I had a picture of those now. They were so pretty.
I wish.
I put little lace on them and all
That
that.
was a competition that you entered or something, right?
Yeah, it was like yeah.
Was that in the school or was that just in the area?
It was just something in the area that we did from I think it came from school though. That's how we found out about it.
Okay.
And that's what I did. Yeah, I've done a lot of sewing in my lifetime.
You have.
Yeah.
You made the boys. I have an entire container, Rubbermaid container, filled with the blankets.
Blankets.
Oh, the blankets.
I have not
Oh
been
yeah,
able to part with those.
the blankets.
I just
Yeah.
can't. And you made the boys pajamas.
Well, I got one on my bed right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. That I mean.
Well, I have 20. or something.
Oh.
You made Aaron Harry Potter. Oh my gosh, Hannah Grace. You should see this blanket, Harry Potter.
Oh yeah, I did make Harry Potter.
Oh, you saw it? Okay, beautiful. Gosh, I mean, just.
Yeah, I used to do dibble in that.
And
all
if
that
we
stuff.
had some kind of sewing issue, we'd go, Mom, fix these.
Oh my God.
Jonah brought you a pair,
I
a
know.
couple things. Grammy, can you fix
Well,
these?
Connie
My
would do it
favorite.
all the time. She wouldn't even touch anything that she couldn't even sew a button on, for crying out loud. She gave me something with a button off.
You
Oh,
taught us all how to
come
sew because we made shirts and
Well,
we made some
yeah.
pants and. Do you remember all that? Halter tops.
Oh
and-
yeah.
You remember that? Okay.
Yeah.
You'll have to show me the coat that you made in there.
It's just sitting in the closet. It's a shorty.
So what'd you do after you graduated high school?
Went to work for the telephone company.
And
Ma Bell.
How'd you get there?
My dad brought me in the morning, and I had to be there at 8:30, and
that was
he was,
in DC, right?
yeah, DC, 938th Street. I worked at.
938 Street. Wow, you remember the address? That's
Oh yeah,
awesome.
oh yeah, 938th Street.
So that's AT&T?
No,
I'm sorry.
no. Ma Bell was not AT&T.
What was it called?
Ma Bell.
My Bell?
Ma.
Bell.
Yeah, man, I called it Ma Bell. It's a telephone company. That's all I.
Was it before Bell Atlantic? Was it just Bell?
It was.
Bell.
I can't remember that. I don't remember. All I know is I went and applied downtown for the job.
How'd you find out about
I have no
it?
clue.
Rumor.
Huh?
Was it newspaper? Or maybe?
Yeah, was it a newspaper ad?
I don't think so. I don't know how I happened to
Did any of
find.
your friends from school or something?
No, I just
Didn't know
don't.
anybody who did that.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it was from the newspaper. I don't remember that.
That's
but
funny.
oh yeah, I went downtown, and I applied for it, and they hired me right then. And I go,
Just like that.
great, I've got a job.
So can I ask you kind of a fashion thing?
And it was like in an executive office now. It wasn't an operator. I never was an operator.
So I have a fashion question for you. Were you required to wear like a skirt or could you wear pants?
Yes, no. We didn't wear pants then.
No pants.
No, we
So-
did. I don't remember if we
Dresses.
couldn't, but
Right.
nobody ever wore pants then.
Right.
We had heels. We wore heels, stockings, skirt. We could wear skirts, and sweaters and dresses. That was it. That was a requirement then.
And you had to walk
Hannah
to the
Grace,
bus.
do you want to sit there?
I used to run up at the end of the day to the bus stop and get on the bus, and it was just getting ready to pull out,
Oh my God.
and I would.
After work in DC.
This is working in.
You had to walk to
Yeah. I wanted to make that bus because if I had to wait it, I would have been waiting for another half an hour to 45 minutes.
Oh my God.
So I would just run up there, and that was like 5 blocks away. This is,
Oh my God.
yeah, this is the Trailway, not the Trailway, but the Greyhound.
So
Greyhound.
you
Got-
never had a problem with your heels?
No,
They must not make them the way you used to.
They're probably a little wider than they were now. They're so narrow now. I never wore anything real narrow.
Oh, they're like stiletto heel or something.
I used to just jump out of that telephone company. I mean, right at 5 o'clock.
So y'all had like a time clock?
I don't remember a time clock, but we couldn't leave until 5.
How'd they do your hours? Okay.
Yeah, I don't remember the time clock. We had a half an hour for lunch.
Really? Half hour like now?
15 minutes in the morning and 15 minutes
That's
in
how
the
it is
afternoon.
now?
Yeah.
Now it's
That's a union thing.
Now it's a law.
I didn't
You
belong
have
to,
to.
I didn't belong
Like a
to the
6
union,
hour, you
but
have to have had
that
your
was a
lunch.
union law.
Yes.
See, that's good.
So we can thank the unions for that, I have
Yeah.
to say. We can
Yeah.
thank the unions for that.
Yeah, they have to give you a 15-minute break.
Well, if you work an
And all I ever did was go into the area where they had a rest area and have a little something to drink or a little snack
yeah.
and come back and be ready to work again.
So Grammy got a half hour lunch and 2 15-minute breaks. Jeremy?
Yeah,
Thank you, union.
that hasn't
Thank you.
changed.
Yeah, yeah, it has,
Yeah,
well, it's the law now.
Yeah, oh, okay.
Because Target has
Well, it could
to
have
do
been
it.
the law then. I don't know. I have no clue.
Yeah, that's a good point. Mhm. Yeah. I was just curious about the fashion part because the first corporate
No, we never.
business I went to,
yeah.
we were required to wear suit skirts, women.
Okay.
But then within the first year it changed and we could wear pantsuit.
Now, when I went back to work later,
That was
you could
81.
wear pants. Yeah, that was.
81.
Yeah, but not then.
Yeah.
Then you had to wear heels,
Yeah.
stockings,
Right.
the skirts or
Yeah,
the
we
dresses.
had to wear stockings. You could not wear. Yeah. And if
That
you,
was a pain.
Yeah, if you had pants on, you had to wear
And most of the stockings then had that little thing that came up the.
the
Do you remember-
seam, which
the
is
seam.
very fashionable now, isn't it? That's all they had, though, right, Mom? That's the seam. That's how they made those. But that became a big fashion.
That's right. That's
So
right.
anything else about your childhood? Or I do want to ask you about the dynamics of where Dad's family lived. So Nanny and Pop in that Victorian home, and then around the corner was Aunt Tina, her daughter,
Mm-hmm.
and then a little further down was Dad's brother and his wife and family.
Right.
And then there was and then Uncle Joe wasn't far away. So we were all in the same area, but they were
Yeah.
literally within a block and a half
Well,
of each
Joe
other.
was over there by where we bought our house.
Where I went to
And-
elementary school.
Yeah, he was over
But-
there.
Riverdale.
Because there was a
Yeah.
point where you and Dad were talking about living right there,
Mm-hmm.
right? So we would have grown up closer to them.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But what'd you think about that? Like where they lived and stuff?
Where Joe and Madeline lived?
No, where like Nanny and Pop and then Aunt Tina.
Oh, well, the first thing we were going to do was we were going to take a house down the street on the other side
Up
of
there.
Riverdale Road. And Tina goes, no, you don't want to do that.
Oh, I see what she was saying. Oh.
You said,
no.
your mother-in-law's going to be over your house all the time. So they're minding your business. Oh, yeah, because we were going to take a house down on the
That is
other
funny.
side of Riverdale Road. And
You say that's just too close.
that's Tina.
It's for
Tina
your
said
benefit.
that's too
That's
close.
for your benefit. to be
That's
over
for,
there.
and actually Madeline did too. She said the same thing. That's too close.
Yeah.
She knew. Madeline knew.
So what's your best times like with Dad?
My best times,
Yeah. After
Just-
the wedding.
just being together.
Yep. You
Yeah.
guys were inseparable.
Yeah, we did a lot together.
You did a lot.
We had a lot of things we did together. I would have liked to have done more,
No.
but we didn't have the money for it, you know.
But you were still together and
Oh my God, we were married, what, 61 years, I
61
believe.
years. And then when you all went to Florida, you guys kept pretty busy.
Oh, yeah, we were very busy because Madeline and Joe lived
Oh
there.
yeah, and Uncle Joe over there.
And they were like, she'd call up and she goes, we're getting off the reservation today. We're going to pick you up in about an hour.
So
Be
they-
ready.
They did a lot.
They went everywhere in Florida.
Change the,
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Pause for just a second.
We're gonna pause.
Henry Grace, do you have an extra battery or just have one?
Just the one.
That's okay.
And then,
Is
did
it
you,
almost dying?
Yeah, it's almost there.
are you using both the batteries I charged? You're using them both?
Oh, did I leave that at home?
Oh, no. Did we leave the charger at home?
Yes.
Oh. Jack's probably going like this on the counter. He's like, what's that for? That's cool. That made a neat sound.
I didn't bring it, did I?
Oh.
I really didn't do too much with my sister, even though I would have liked to have.
Aunt Ellen.
Yeah.
Well, Uncle Don had her all over the place. So.
No, she actually called me one time and said, "I'm okay, but I'm in College Park in a motel." I said, "Okay, just in case he's looking for me."
So on film, on video, would you be okay if I mentioned the niece?
The what?
You have a niece, Aunt Ellen's daughter.
Oh,
that
yes.
Aunt Ellen did not
Yeah.
raise. You'll be okay with me saying that?
Sure.
If he can get this going. Okay. I mean, because I'm not totally writing off that thing.
We actually, didn't
I know you guys got in touch with her.
yeah, Connie got in touch with her.
Connie did, but I'm going to get my DNA thing done. I don't know
Yeah.
when,
Okay.
but I actually need to get mine done.
She lives in
because
Florida.
They can tell you how strong your markers are for certain chronic illnesses and all. So that's kind of interesting.
Hmm.
Yeah, I was just wondering, what is her name?
I really don't know. You'd have to ask Connie.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, she's the one that got in touch with her. All I know is we did talk to her. Her husband didn't want her to do
I
that,
know, and some people are very strong about stuff like that.
but she wanted to find out.
Right, and that's why if I get mine done, she might be contacted
Hmm.
to tell there's another match.
Oh, okay.
And then, because that would be me, her cousin. I'm her cousin.
Hmm.
So we don't have any more batteries.
Okay, all
All
right.
So we can just keep going until they die. So
How do you know how much time you have? You don't.
if I had to guess, like,
Am I professional?
like maximum 15 minutes.
Okay, all right.
Maximum.
So,
But it'll probably die before that.
why don't we think about stuff that you want
I'm gonna go to the bathroom real quick.
Yeah, go ahead, Jonah. Hannah Grace, you being an outside, like sitting there just kind of observing what we're talking about, like we don't really have a plan. Like, is there anything like that you could think of off the top of your head? Like mom talks and then I think of something. Like it's kind of like that.
I think that might be the best way.
Just
think
sort
about
of.
your childhood and
Yeah.
major points in your life.
Mm-hmm.
I had a nice childhood.
Yeah.
I did.
Like I want you to say
I had,
that.
I
on
had
video.
I had good parents,
Very-
very loving parents,
Yes.
right?
Mm-hmm. Yes, you
I'm trying to
did.
think what else.
I actually, my mom had a miscarriage though. I would have had another sister. Yeah, an older sister, which would have been nice, but no, didn't happen.
But you,
Yeah.
yeah, and also you were surrounded by a lot of family.
Oh yeah. Oh
We've
yeah.
always been a pain in your butt.
Well, I had cousins that I really.
Yeah.
I had 3 cousins
Yeah.
that were very close to me. We used to do all kinds of things together, and they only lived not too far away from where I lived in Riverdale,
Is it still going?
Riverdale Heights.
Okay, all right.
I
So
didn't
let's,
know.
But
So
they're
with-
gone too. So
all
yeah,
right,
my
so
cousins are gone.
I'm gonna start by asking Mom about her childhood, which would be great to have on film.
Okay.
What do you think?
This one's going.
So maybe 10 minutes?
Maybe.
So.
That's a big maybe.
Okay, so let's try to see, so that thing's running, right?
Yeah, I mean the audio can pretty
That's
much run forever. It's not forever, but my
It's-
phone has a lot more battery.
It's recording.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
We're all going.
So your childhood, you just talked about your parents. Go ahead and tell us that. He's recording.
Oh, my parents were loving parents. They loved us. They tried to give us everything they could with what the money they had, but it was during the Depression when they, and that was hard for them. But he had a job, and my dad had a job, and My mom stayed home with us, with my sister and I. And she, you know, she would do things like if Easter and all that, she would take us downtown and go to Hex and get a dress or something for us, but she would not buy anything for herself.
Aw.
Yeah, she
So
was
you-
like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So,
She wanted her girls to have the best.
right. She always wanted us to have something nice on, and or a jacket or a coat or some, you know, depending on the weather, and a hat.
And a hat, right? Hats were
Hats were popular then.
hats were a big deal.
Yeah.
'Cause they were when we were small.
Yeah. So, yep. And I mean, they were good to us.
Mhm.
They were very good to us.
So I wanted to ask you. So you have a niece that was Aunt Ellen's daughter that she had to give up for adoption.
Yeah, that was.
So she.
I was married then. I had just gotten married to your father.
Mm-hmm.
And we found out that she was pregnant, and my aunt and uncle took her and let her stay with them, and she had a girl, and then we didn't find out until later who she was or anything, because she was adopted.
She was adopted.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
Yep.
They belonged to an organization in their church
So
that
this
got
is
her.
Aunt Mabel and Uncle Charlie.
Yes.
And you think somehow they, through the church,
Through their
the
church.
adoption was handled?
Yes,
Because there was a time when I wanted to look,
right.
but then Connie, your daughter, did her DNA testing, and then she actually connected with
Her.
the.
Wow.
I know.
And she lived in Florida, where I was living at the time.
Yeah. So Mom's niece, that we, you know, she's your niece.
But I
and my
never
cousin.
met her.
Yeah.
I never got to meet her.
But she's the spitting image of
My sister.
and Grandma, your mother,
Well, yeah, too.
the spitting image of Grandma.
But I think she looked like my
Gosh.
sister, too, didn't she?
So,
Don't you think?
yes, and of course.
Mhm.
Oh, yes.
Yep.
Okay, good. All right, anything else, Mom?
I don't,
What?
have you seen any movies recently?
I haven't been to the movies in a while.
I haven't been to movies in a while.
No, not since we had the COVID.
Or have you seen any here though?
Oh, I look at stuff all the time in there.
Like, what have you been watching recently?
Trying to think.
But you haven't seen any movies.
No, I haven't seen movies. I tape a lot of stuff.
I think the last one I saw was probably with 007. She went to movies with us.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. And that was a while back.
And then we saw one down here. I forget what that was.
Had the child out of wedlock, that's her.
I don't know if it was just you,
They
Carol,
were-
and
they
I,
want
or
the
if
same-
one of the kids were with us.
They have the same.
I'm trying to remember what that would have been.
So that's
I can't remember.
Yeah, I guess 007's make the last movie I actually went
her daughter.
to. I can't remember. Yeah, that was a while back.
So,
Like she's like a copy.
has Uncle Tony always been bald, or
No, he had a nice head of hair.
You've seen the Wolfman.
He had hair as long as yours.
That was his hair.
Really?
That was his
Yeah,
hair.
he used to walk up the street and I'd go, oh my God, he looks like a girl from that. He had the auburn red hair. His hair was more,
Really curly.
and it was more red. Was it? Hey, Carol.
Was Tony's hair a lot lighter than yours?
Yeah, his was different. His was more something to do with the
Mine
red.
was red, and his was orange.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His
so
was different.
So you and Dad had very dark hair. Linda and
But
Connie
my dad
very-
had red hair growing
Yes.
as a child, I think,
Right.
because he he said he had some red hair, so it must have came from
because I
his side of the
remember
family.
Grandma's red hair.
Now my aunt had auburn hair like yours.
So yeah, and then
Oh
there's
my
that-
God, my aunt had beautiful hair. One of my aunts. The other one had just dark black hair, and over she had the black hair.
Look what I found.
Oh yeah, that's her. Yeah.
I know, it's your
my
mother.
mom, I know. It's my mom.
Yep. I have all these in the Google Drive.
Do you?
That's you and Dad. I scanned everything.
Oh yeah.
Everything you would let me.
That's
scanned it
Nanny
all.
in the
That's
in the
Nanny.
back. Yeah, in the background
Yep,
or in the
that's
front
your-
rather.
That's,
Oh yeah, that was a beautiful dress.
so I
Yeah.
have all these. I have all this in the cloud. All this, and you have all these pictures. You have them.
Oh
all
yeah, I have
in
them back there
You should
somewhere.
have them in
Yeah, yeah, I have.
And that's me and Grandma.
That's right. That's right.
How old am I? 2 days old.
You weren't very old there. I can see that.
But I was showing Hannah Grace, your mother.
Oh yeah,
She's just so beautiful.
yeah, she was pretty. Yeah,
Yep. Yeah.
I love the hat.
See, I have all of it. There's Grandpa.
My mom had some nice clothes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I know.
yeah, that's you.
Yeah. That's Linda.
Yeah,
Connie.
yeah.
And
Right.
Tony was not
Tony
here.
was a boy. He wasn't
Wasn't-
there.
Yep.
He wasn't
Me.
born yet.
Yep.
He was unborn.
Hmm?
He was unborn.
Mm-hmm.
He was Oh, and these are the Sicilians here. I could not get a good scan of that. I tried. That's all Dad's family.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Yep. Nanny, Pop,
I ended up combining the two albums just
Tina.
to make it easy. 'Cause
Joe, Frank,
not like-
and Tony. Yep. I have that in the other room. Well, it's
you
not.
have all these.
Yeah. But I don't think I have this one in the other room. This is something different.
You
They-
should have all
I have
of
something in the other room that it has them all together,
these. Yeah.
and
Should I not
you
make
know.
it for you?
No, this is moving.
All right, this one's done.
Oh yeah.
This is why
I
it's nice to have a
remember
smartphone, Mom.
that. Yeah.
You
Oh,
would
that's-
you could just open your pictures on your phone.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you like that?
The SD card home with you?
Oh, yeah, if you'd be cool with that.
Yeah, that's fine.
See, you could have your pictures and just look at them on your phone. Mom's got a flip
Or the
phone.
computer. You can see them on the computer.
I have them on my computer.
we put an icon on her computer
Yeah.
so she could look at these pictures, but I don't think you ever do, right?
Sure do. I
You
look at stuff.
do?
I look at them once in a while. Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
So is my dad with us.
All right, thanks.
Oh, okay. You're welcome.
Good job.
So,
That's me.
did you learn to drive
Yeah.
on a stator transmission with a clutch?
Oh yeah, I learned on one.
That's
When-
all they had, right?
No, they had.